Hello. In past lives, Greta Lee stars as Nora or Na Young, Teo Yo as Hae Sung. My apologies, these names are Korean and I don't really know how to pronounce them. And John Magaro as Arthur. It's written and directed by Celine Song, and this is her first directorial debut. Her first directorial debut? That sounds redundant. And honestly, this is something that shocked me because the filmmaking in this movie is incredible. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. You need to go see Past Lives. If you are complaining that there is fatigue for blockbusters and there's fatigue for superhero movies and you're sick of seeing the same action movies over and over and over, or you're sick of seeing the same animated films over and over and over, if you feel like that, the answer is not to stop going to the theater. The answer is to stop ignoring the low key, low budget films and start going to see them. If the blockbusters are not doing it for you, then you need to pay attention to the smaller films because they might do it for you. This is the best film of the year for me personally. Past Lives is one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely. So in this movie, two school friends go their separate ways when Na Young's family decides to immigrate to Canada. Na Young changes her name to Nora Moon, and as an adult, she moves to New York City to pursue her dreams as a writer. Hae Sung reaches out to her, and the rekindling of this friendship leads to one of the most human and honest stories I've ever seen. This film was so brutally relatable that it was almost scary. All three characters here, I'm endlessly empathetic towards everything that they're going through, everything that they're saying, every action that they're taking, even down to their little quirks, like even down to, one character shaking or another character looking off or another character, asking questions that I feel like I've asked those similar questions before. And it felt like I was looking at people navigate things that I have navigated personally and navigating them in the way that I probably would. I like to say, I feel like you find out if a movie's first and second acts work when you get to the third act. Is when you get to that climax, is when you get to that real crescendo of the story where everything matters, where you find out if the movie worked for you. At the beginning of the third act of this film, I knew it had me. I already knew it had me. The setup and the build-up is perfect. I don't even want to go into details because I want y'all to see this film. I literally have no critiques. The cinematography is beautiful. It's not in your face. You're not going to get any crazy shots, you know what I mean? But every shot is purposeful. Every shot feels specific, and the details in the shot you got to pay attention to. Like most A24 films, there are things in the background sometimes that you don't want to miss. The sound design, the score. This has been a year for scores. I know some of the movies have been disappointing, but you can't front. Some of these soundtracks have been immaculate, and this very well might be my favorite one. Yeah, I don't know. The Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack was pretty sick, but the score in this film, it hangs in the background more often than not. It's not overbearing. It's not going to take over. But when it is kicking in, it sets the mood so well. And you just sink into what these characters are feeling, especially during these long takes. This is another nod to cinematography. There are a lot of long takes of characters just looking at each other, just staring into each other's eyes and not speaking. But with their faces, with their eyes, you can hear everything that they're thinking and you know everything that they want to say and they can't, and they feel like they can't say. This film is beautifully written. It's beautifully acted. Oh my God. Greta Lee and Teo Yo, specifically Teo Yo's character. Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. I just feel this guy from his anxiety to his, I don't even know the words. I don't even have the words to describe it, but it was just endlessly relatable to me. Like all three of the characters in this film. I love this. I love this. So just go see it. Just go watch it. Just go watch it. Again, if you're tired of the blockbusters, if you're tired of the films that all feel the same to you, I get it. And I get it. It can be a lot sometimes. I don't personally feel like there's any such thing as blockbuster fatigue or comic book movie fatigue. I think the only fatigue out there is fatigue of mediocre movies. I think that's the only fatigue. People are tired of walking out of movies going, and that was okay, and that was all right, and not thinking about the film after. This movie, I can already tell I'm going to be thinking about it next year, and I'm going to be thinking about it the year after that, and I'm going to be thinking about it years after that. I adore this film. I can't wait to see it again. Of course, I'm going to give Past Lives an A+. It's freaking great. And if you want to really know the deep details of why it's great, go see it. Go watch it. Watch the trailer. Make sure this is something up your speed. This is a dramatic romance or I guess a romantic drama almost, but there are also moments of levity. There are quite a few moments of laughter. There's quite a few moments of really heartwarming charm, and it's all wrapped up in this really strong script. And all respect to Celine Song, who wrote and directed the film. She did a beautiful job. This movie's great. Go see it. One more thing I wanted to note about Past Lives. Crying in a movie is not like uncommon to me. If they're good, if they're good, I don't just be crying watching Halloween Ends or no shit. But films like Pixar movies or really emotional dramas, it's not hard to tug on the heartstrings for me. I cried a lot in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's not hard to pull the tears out of me. But one thing about it is most of the time when a film is going to make me cry, I can feel the tears coming. Like I can feel the eyes start to get a little watery, you know what I'm saying? Like I can feel when it's about to happen. This film snuck up on me a little bit. And what's crazy is I expected to cry. Like, whoa, my voice, like, I'm about to cry right now. Halfway through the film, I was like, I'm probably going to be bawling at the end of this. But when we get to a certain scene, and those who have seen it will know what I'm talking about. When we get to a scene where two characters are staring at each other and one of them is about to go somewhere, I didn't even notice, but the tears just started to just flow. And I didn't even notice. I just kind of, once the scene was drawing to a close, that's when I realized, why am I wet? Like,
What?
Pause. I'm like, wait, I'm soaked. My face is soaked. What's going on? When did this happen? I didn't understand. This movie hit me like a train, dude. I was stuck. My roommate and I were just sitting in the theater chairs, just. This movie's awesome. So yeah, I love this movie. Let me know what you think if you've seen it already. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I don't see how you could not like it, but feel free to explain yourself in the comments. And if you like me, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to get out of here. See you in the next video. Peace.